learning how to make curry noodle, which is one of the dinner item. You can make it very fast and easy to make. We'll go into the recipe on how it is made now. Again, the topic today is curry noodle. We'll see how it is made. Okay, let's look at the items that are needed for curry noodle. I have cut and kept vegetables. I have capsicum, the green bell pepper. I have tomatoes cut into vertical, and I have pieces of carrots, and finely, chopped cabbage. I'm going to make today curry noodle, which is onion garlic free. So if you want to add onion and garlic, please feel free to add it. So today we'll be making onion garlic free curry noodle. So again, it's capsicum, tomatoes, cabbage finely diced, and carrots. And I'm going to use the noodle today. There's a vegetable noodle which is egg free, and it's a vegan product which I got it from the local Indian store, which you should be able to get it too. And also I'll be using the soy sauce, which is a low sodium soy sauce which doesn't have any garlic or anything like that in that. So we are going to make a vegan and onion garlic free curry noodle today. Let's watch. I have the instant pot and steam mode with water inside where I'm going to steam the noodles. So I see the water boiling, so now it's the right time to drop the noodles that needs to be steamed, cooked. So I drop it inside. Noodle is cooking. I put it in the instant pot, and I kind of use a fork to separate it out so that it doesn't clump up. It is still cooking. So as soon as all the frills come out and it comes as cooked, kind of half cooked, that is also good enough. Then we can strain it and keep the noodle aside, and then we can go about doing the main recipe of the curry noodle. Noodle is well cooked, kind of not too mushy, but it is right. I'm going to use a colander to drain it, and we are going to use that noodle. I have a wok here. I'm going to add 2 spoons of sesame oil. Turn on the flame. Let the oil heat up, and then we have to saute all the vegetables and then add the noodle for the curry noodle. Now the oil is hot enough. Now then add the hardest vegetable, something like the carrots and the bell pepper first, so that it starts cooking. And the vegetables for this noodle should not be overcooked, so keep that in mind. First I add the bell pepper, and then I add the carrots to it. And then give it a stir. Let it saute for a minute, and then we will add the cabbage, and then the tomatoes. Actually, the curry flavor in the curry noodle, we are not going to use any packet product. We are going to use it, whatever we use in the Indian kitchen, something like coriander powder and things like that, cumin powder. So as we go further, I will let you know what all the ingredients we need. So then we can add as and when needed. Toss it for a minute, and you see it is getting lightly cooked. Now add the cabbage, the shredded cabbage to it, and then the tomatoes. We don't want all these vegetables to be overcooked. It has to be a little crunchy for the noodle. The vegetables, mushy vegetables, doesn't taste good. Right? It spoils the look and feel as well as the taste of the noodle. So just rightly crisp enough is enough. So don't overcook it. Give it a toss, adding the cabbage. Make sure you use sesame oil for the sauteing. Don't use any other oil because sesame oil is a key ingredient. It gives a flavor to it. So don't miss on that. It's getting sauteed. Now you add the tomatoes to it. And then give it another stir. You see that all the vegetables are not overcooked. Make sure that. Now for curry noodle, you will need coriander powder. This is, I bought it, a store-bought one. It is already powdered. Coriander seeds. And I have little chili powder, which is a Kashmir chili powder, it gives a rich red color to it. So I prefer that rather than the regular chili powder. So, and it's not that spicy either. So I have 2 spoons of this and 2.5 spoons of coriander powder, which I'm going to add to the vegetable which I'm sauteing. Now the vegetables are sauteed. I'm going to add the coriander powder to it and the chili powder to it. And give it a stir. Keep the flame low so that the curry powder which you had added doesn't burn. So keep the flame low. To this, I'm going to add 1 spoon of cumin powder to it and give it a toss. To this, I'm adding some finely chopped ginger. Ginger adds a lot of flavor to it, and it's very healthy too. So add ginger and then give it another toss. After this, add 2 tablespoons of soy sauce and let it simmer for a minute. Don't overcook it. I'm going to add a magic ingredient to this, secret ingredient I would say, not a magic, secret ingredient to it, because we have added the chili powder to this. It could be a little spicy, so neutralize it, and also to get that sweet and spicy taste, I'm going to add a secret ingredient. Okay, here comes the secret ingredient. 1 spoonful of peanut butter. It's a creamy peanut butter. If you have a crunchy one, that is also fine, but it gives a sweetness to it also. So the spiciness and the sweetness gives a yummy taste to it. So I just added a spoonful of peanut butter to it, and now stir it well. The gravy is getting ready. It's time to add the cooked noodles to it. To separate the noodles, what I did was, after straining the noodle from the water, I added 1 spoon of sesame oil and I tossed and kept it so that the noodles are separate. I'll just show you here. I have kept it like this so that the noodles are separate so that it doesn't clump up. So I have added little oil to it and I gave it a toss. So it is all ready to use. Okay, I added the noodles and then I'm giving it a toss, but make sure you don't use any ladle, just use a fork. Gently toss it so that all the curry gets into the noodle and the noodle doesn't get mushed up. So separate it. If it is too sticky, add a spoon of sesame oil, dribble on top of it so that the noodle doesn't stick again. And make sure every part of the noodle is covered. I see some white spots here. I'm trying to mix it with the fork. So always use a fork when you are doing the final part so that you don't mush up the noodles. So that's very key important thing. And keep in mind that I did not add any salt to it because sometimes most of the time these soy sauce, the regular ones are high in sodium. So you don't need to add any more salt to it, to these noodles. So, but I used a low sodium one, but that itself is too much for us. But depending on the taste, if you need more salt, you can add it. It is better to use less salt to get the real taste of the noodle rather than too salty noodle, right? So here it's kind of ready now. So give it a minute and then simmer it and it will be ready to serve. Yummy curry noodle is all ready and now it's time to plate it. Let's plate it. Spicy curry noodle is all ready. I've plated it and hope you all enjoyed this episode. This spicy noodle you can sprinkle on top some powdered or coarse peanuts, roasted peanuts on top and eat with it. Or you can add some of the fried tofu, which we did in our previous episodes, and you can enjoy with that. Fried tofu, or it's a crispy tofu. I used air fryer to crisp it. So you can use that and make it a full dinner. And here you go. We have curry noodle with crispy tofu. Today's dinner. Thank you and Hari Om.